Hello again. Thank you for joining. I'm just going to talk about what I call a get to know me session. So what I do in my practice is, and there's a reason again behind this. So if you have someone just turning up into sessions and walking in the door, you don't know who's coming, and that can be good or bad. The client, you know, probably will have checked you out and know who they're coming for, or they may be coming blind like that, maybe just walking and you're just finding out about each other initially in the first session. Um, oh, I have found, and not a lot, but I have found those situations where a person I wouldn't be right for that person, and they wouldn't be right for me for different reasons, and you don't want to put yourself into that position where it's really awkward, really uncomfortable, and potentially harmful. Um, and I've been in a situation a couple of times where it's been okay, yeah, I'm going to die here. So what I then decided to do was put in a protection for myself. So if someone reaches out to me and says, I'm looking to book a session with you, I will then say, that's brilliant. I'm very happy to talk to you. I offer a free get to know me session to make sure we are a good match, and I can arrange this at a time that suits you. Now, I don't have a huge amount of time on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, but sometimes you might get a cancellation and you might know a week in advance, and I'll say to them, I can pop you in there, or I may pop them in on a Monday or a Friday, seeing how I feel and how I'm doing in those days. They're my days. But if I want to, I can pop them in those days. Um, I'm okay with that. I don't mind that. I've had someone who was quite aggressive around this. It turned out there was this person sending me messages. They wanted to work with me, and actually the name was familiar. The name was familiar to me, and I was like, "Oh, well, I know this. I'm sure I know this person." So I started to look back into my history, where I worked previously, and this person was quite a senior manager, very, very, very senior manager, and I was like, okay, I'm not too sure I can work with this person because we have worked together in a different part, and that person would have technically been my boss, so there's a conflict of interest. There's a lot of stuff going on here. There's going to be projection already before anything happens. There's going to be different transferences, code transferences, stuff like this. And yeah, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling very comfortable at this. So I highlighted it to this client that I think we know each other from previous life, and I don't think it would be appropriate to continue, but I can refer you on to an excellent therapist. And they kept pushing that they wanted to work with me, and I had said, um, well, we can have a chat on a free get to know me. And they went, no, I don't want this. I want to meet. And I'm kind of going, why would you not want a free chat? Why would you not want a free thing that someone's saying to you? This. So I was really kind of, ooh, this. They kind of started getting a bit aggressive, and I just said, look, this is not going. I'm not. I've already named. I'm not working with you. If you want, I will hand you on the information. There's no problem. And that was that. But I think there was an ulterior motive there with that. But that could be my paranoia. But it was just very, very strange. That's not the only reason I do this. I've done the get to know me long before this. I've walked in situations where people have walked in and been quite aggressive, intimidating, and violent, and I don't do that anymore. I don't allow that to happen. I don't allow surprises. If you're working for a company, that's quite difficult because normally the walk-in policy is that you walk in. Mine is not. I'm private practice. I decide who I see and who I don't see, and I can do that. So I would recommend having. It costs you very, very little time. It doesn't cost any money. You can set up Google Meets. If anyone does it, you can go up Google Meet, look for Google Meet link, send them a Google Meet link, give them a time. You click on, they click on, and you'll know, can I work with this person? If you feel you can't work with this person, be honest. Say at the end, I'm not sure whether my skills would meet what you need, but I can recommend someone. It's not offensive. It's not dismissing. It's not abandoning. It's not saying anything you wouldn't. But it's really respectful to the client to say, if I feel I can't work with you. And I have had that. I have had situations where someone has come on and I'd say, oh, actually, this is not something I'd be very good with. I'm not really trained with this. And they kept going, I kind of want to work with you. I said, I appreciate that, but I don't think I'd be a benefit to you. But I can recommend an excellent therapist. And this is why it's really good to have a few lists of names. And I can refer you on to that person. So, as I said, the free meet, the meetup, get to know me as I call it. has been invaluable to me. It's been really, really helpful. And I know a lot of therapists out there don't agree with it. They believe that if I'm giving my time, you're going to pay me. But my feeling is I am going to protect myself and my practice, and I'm going to protect the client. I don't know whether I'm going to be damaging the client, you know. I don't know whether they come in and I'm the completely wrong therapist if they're walking in blind, but if I meet them online, at least now I know. Actually, yes, I see what you're saying now. This doesn't come across in email, but I'm not very I don't feel I'd be the best therapist for you, but if I can recommend, or in the case of actually, yeah, I think we can work together. Do you get that sense? Okay, and then I'll give when we do sessions, I'll always do between the sixth and the eighth session. I always say the sixth, but depending on what's present in the room, I'm not going to interfere, and I will give either the sixth, seventh, or eighth a review. And that's normally around actually, well, we've done the first one, you know who you're coming to, and then this is the therapy and how's it working for you, and are you happy with me? Is anything there I'm doing not really, you know, um, you're not feeling it, what's going on for you? And this can be really beneficial. So I would recommend getting yourselves sorted with your, if you're setting yourselves up in private practice or any kind of practice, to have a little Google Meet or meet them first online safely for both, and then see if you want to work together. Anyway, hope that helps, and I'll talk to you soon. Thank you for watching.